We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
The battle for Speaker continues. Job numbers come out, Biden to finally visit the border, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. The House adjourned Thursday for a third day without a speaker after Republican leader Kevin McCarthy fell short of the votes he needs to become House Speaker in an 11th ballot, breaking a 100-year-old record with the 10th vote. McCarthy's latest losses came despite concessions he offered to a group of 20 hardline conservatives blocking his bid for the job. Republicans negotiated through the night and hinted they were near a deal as McCarthy proposed more concessions, but some far-right lawmakers said there was nothing he could do to win their support. While many of the concessions are very reasonable, including rolling back changes made to the House rules by Nancy Pelosi and a vote on term limits for congresspeople, some representatives like Matt Gaetz have made it clear they are simply obstructionists. Representative Gaetz at one point cast a vote for Donald Trump, showing he was not serious about making progress in the stalemate. The House is scheduled to reconvene at noon Friday. The House cannot conduct any other business without a speaker. President Biden on Thursday announced a major shift in his immigration strategy, expanding the use of the Trump administration's pandemic-era policy known as Title 42, which lets border agents expel asylum seekers at the border. The Biden administration plans to turn away migrants from Cuba, Nicaragua, and Haiti, but introduce new ways for up to $30,000 a month to enter the United States legally, according to the Los Angeles Times. Do not just show up at the border. Stay where you are and apply legally from there, Biden said. Biden has faced pressure to tighten border security in response to a migrant surge. Democrats and human rights groups criticized his crackdown, saying it would add to border chaos. The South Carolina Supreme Court struck down the state's 6-week abortion ban on Thursday, ruling 3-2 that the law violated the state constitution's privacy protections. The decision to terminate a pregnancy rests upon the utmost personal and private considerations imaginable, the court said. Hours later, the Idaho Supreme Court upheld 3 state laws, including a near-total abortion ban and a Texas-style civil enforcement measure, Politico reported. Justice Robin Brody wrote in the majority opinion that abortion was treated as a crime when the state's constitution was written, so the document doesn't implicitly protect abortion as a fundamental right. The U.S. Supreme Court in June 2022 overturned the Roe v. Wade decision that had guaranteed abortion rights nationwide. The Federal Trade Commission on Thursday unveiled a proposal to ban non-compete clauses. If the change is adopted, companies will no longer be able to impose contracts barring workers from leaving and taking jobs with rival companies or starting their own competing businesses. The FTC said non-compete clauses are exploitative and counter to the spirit of a 109-year-old law against unfair competition, according to the Wall Street Journal. Non-competes are basically locking up workers, which means they are not able to match with the best jobs, FTC Chair Lena Khan said. The move would be expected to face legal challenges from businesses that argue these clauses help them protect confidential company information, among other legitimate benefits. Most non-compete clauses fail to be decided in the favor of companies when they go to court. So banning them outright will not actually be a major deal. In fact, the main purpose of a non-compete clause is to scare the workers because they cannot afford the lawsuit against the company. In a further blow to cryptocurrency, crypto lender Genesis said Thursday it was laying off 30% of its workers, according to the Wall Street Journal. The company was also considering filing for bankruptcy protection. The layoffs left the company with 145 employees. The cuts came 2 months after Genesis froze withdrawals. A Genesis spokesperson told the Wall Street Journal the company and its advisors were seeking ways to preserve client assets and move the business forward. Genesis is the latest in a parade of crypto firms to teeter near collapse. The company suffered big losses from loans to now defunct trading firm Alameda Research and crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, both of which filed for bankruptcy last year. Employers added 223,000 jobs in December, the Labor Department said in its monthly payroll report released Friday, topping the 200,000 jobs forecast by economists. Still, it marks a slight deceleration from the downwardly revised gain of 256,000 in November and is the worst month for job creation since December 2020. The unemployment rate unexpectedly fell to 3.5%, a 5-decade low. Wage growth also cooled in December, with average hourly earnings rising just 0.3% from a month earlier and 4.6% from the previous year. Wages have failed to keep up with rising inflation, putting pressure on the economy despite the strong job market. The participation rate moved slightly upward, indicating more people finally getting off the sidelines and looking for jobs again. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.